Florida, police roping off areas of small damage in parts of Miami. Now, this is where some people evacuated as a precaution. Good news here. No injuries were reported, and here in Jacksonville, JFRD reports that several people called to report the shaking. Mike, this is kind of like mind-blowing. This is not something that we typically hear about, experience here on the First Coast.
We're one of the safest places in the entire country in Jacksonville. So let's take this to the next step like we do on GMJ. Question is, what was our biggest earthquake on the First Coast? Because they're rare, and I had to go back to 1879. We'll do a little clicker here. It was a 4.4, so they do happen, but they're
Here we
rare.
go, 4.4 magnitude in Putnam County. Putnam County is where they experienced
it was enough to break some dishes and shake some shelves there.
Jeez, I cannot imagine that.
The good news is we usually get very small ones because I've got my box. We're in the middle of a North Atlantic plate, so here you've got this, and these plates move all across the earth. So
and I see it's labeled, so you have Africa down here.
Africa,
okay.
And then Cuba up here.
Okay.
So Cuba is on the Caribbean plate moving this way. Africa's moving this way. And notice Jacksonville, we're right in the middle. But sometimes if you're pulling the boxy out, it's twisting, you put some stress on some of those old fault lines.
And that's how we end up feeling it here. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks for that breakdown, Prangley. We appreciate it. Can we talk about things here closer at home here, right now? What's in store for the day?
Yeah, I think we can get outside, take the twins to the park. And yeah, for all the kids on summer vacation, we set a great beach day. And let's come on over to the weather wall. And it does include, yes, some sunshine mixed with clouds, very low rain chances. We start with our beach weather. Isn't that great? There's Jacksonville Beach, 79 degrees. I love running from that pier. Oh man, all the way up to Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach, the restaurant district. That would be the run to do today. So we gave that runner index a fine 9 to start this morning. Dew point, yeah, it's right on the water, so it's a little higher, 72 degrees. But overall, yes, it's still comfortable comparatively and relatively speaking for this time of year. We look at the latest model data. This is interesting. You know, I said it's a very small chance of rain. Painting more clouds late morning. You're going to still feel the UV rays, so don't be fooled. Even though you see a lot of clouds at the beach today, you will need to apply and reapply that sunscreen. UV index of 10. Model going for a 20% chance of rain. That's about it. Now, that may be a little on the high side, but notice the high temperature of 84 degrees. So if you're out on the beaches, rip currents are a deal every single day. Whether we say low, moderate, high, we've had fatalities with low rip currents, so we always keep our guard up. Standard to lifeguards, 84 degrees. We'll call it a nice beach day with that east wind 10 to 15. Now, we take a look at when we could see some changes. I think today would be our weather pick, and then we transition into the muggies by tomorrow and increasing showers. We could wake up with some showers, but today you see a lone sprinkle toward Arlington at 3 o'clock. That's about it. And as we go into late tonight, that's when we're going to start to see our next surge of moisture along the coast. Notice why. We got a southeast wind bringing up that rain. And then, yeah, we're talking about brief showers in the morning along the coast and then quickly moving inland during the afternoon. But notice the coverage is still on the low side. But as we go to that important 7-day forecast, notice we're increasing the rain chances each day. 10% today, officially Jacksonville, 30% Wednesday, 40 Thursday, up to 60% Friday, Saturday, Sunday into next week. And that does come with a lot of heat. Back to 90 tomorrow, low to mid 90s. That 96 you see on Saturday would be the hottest of the entire season, and that's not including the heat index or the feels like temperature that will be in the triple digits. So we'll take a close look at those feels like temperatures, those daily downpours that return, and boy, we could use some rain, that's for sure, Crystal.